happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Spizzles. I'm Simone, bringing you guys the daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you start what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also turn your notification bells because as you can see, guys, the videos are coming live. Boom, 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 boom. And you don't want to miss a single video. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to shop the official Simone with the Spizzles merch collection. The second link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. And the last link is to subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes chop it up with us on the pod. So if you want to miss out on that conversation, make sure you subscribe to that. Guys, let's get into this full draft recap, okay? First of all, I'm a little triggered because after watching the NFL draft and seeing how long they took to get the stuff, I know that's how y'all be feeling when I be doing my videos. Like, dang, child, why it take you a minute? You know, y'all know I gotta get out my banging early. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. This is my full draft recap, okay? Full recap, no cap. No cap in my recap, okay? Let's get into it. So, my biggest, we're gonna go through all the players, kind of what it means, yada, yada, yada. Also, remember, this is my draft recap. I know we signed about 7 undrafted free agents. We guys, first of all, we all know that, you know, the undrafted free agents, it's about a 90% chance they won't be on our roster come September. So I'm not really going to go too in detail on the undrafted free agents right now, but I will do videos on the undrafted free agents that I think have a significant meaning. But first, let's get into the draft. So when it comes to the draft, here are a few things that stood out to me. First of all, we got 2 Bama boys back to back. It's been, I think, a decade since we drafted an Alabama player, and now we got 2 Bama boys back to back. Another thing that stood out, we did not draft a wideout. Now, I know DeVonta Smith played wideout in college, but we did not draft a true NFL wideout. Now, that tells me 2 things. One, you know, we did sign some wideouts, undrafted free agents. Maybe one of them could end up being our wideout come kickoff in September. 2, we could be hitting the market for a wideout. Now, we're going to talk about that later, but that did stand out to me. We did not draft a true wideout. So our true wideouts are still Travis Fulgham and JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and that's not a strong depth chart. The third thing, we did not address outside corner until the 4th round, and we will get into that, but that makes me think, so the guy we drafted in the 4th round, Zech McPhearson from Texas Tech, he's going to have to be day 1 ready because we know our outside corner group is little to none, or it could mean we're going to go get a veteran corner. Could mean 2 things. We get a veteran corner, or Buddy just going to have to step up day 1. 3, another big thing that stood out, Zach Ertz was not traded. Now, they said in a press conference, Zach Ertz is they love Zach Ertz. Of course, you know, they said all the PC things, all the politically correct things. You know, they love Zach Ertz. Boom, boom, boom. Zach Ertz is a big part of our team. Zach Ertz could still be traded for maybe a larger piece, but he was not traded in the draft. As of right now, Zach Ertz is still on our roster. 3, this draft was very defensive. This draft was very keyed in on the defense. How about that? This draft was very keyed in on the defense. Defense wins championships. I'm not mad at that at all. Plus 2, this draft was really heavily focused on the trenches. And when I say the trenches, I mean the D-line and the O-line. Howie Roseman said in the press conference, he knows a lot of people don't know why they picked so many linemen. But hey, linemen's what's got us the Super Bowl, baby. That's basically what he said. So I'm not mad at picking linemen. Everything starts up front and trickles back in the NFL. So another thing I noticed that we drafted a lot of dogs. A lot of people with that dog mentality, okay? So our running back, Kenny Gaines, he a little dog. DeVonta Smith, we know, is a dog. We didn't draft that many dogs last season. Like, Jalen Reagor wasn't really a dog. We did draft Jalen Hurts, so let me stop. Jalen Hurts was a dog. But I think we drafted a lot of dogs, and we're going to get into it. A lot of our linemen seem like they got that dog mentality. You know I love a dog. You know what I mean? That killer instinct. So let's go in pretty much pick by pick, and I'm going to get my grade. So obviously, A+ for DeVonta Smith. We traded up for DeVonta Smith, traded up from 12 to 10, gave up our 3rd rounder. DeVonta Smith is a dog. So now we got a dog under center in Hurst. We got a dog in DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith's also a guy that can play all over the field and create all different kinds of matchups. That's going to be huge because obviously Nick Sirianni is coming from a Indianapolis Colts offense where they switch things up so heavily week to week. And I know that DeVonta Smith is undersized, but he didn't let that stop him in college. He went up against Patrick Surtain, the best corner in this draft. Every single day at practice, he was going up against the best corner. He's going to be going up against Darius Slay at practice, one of the best veteran corners in the league. So he's already got the connection with Jalen Hurts. Those guys were out at the Sixers game together, vibing, cooling, having a good time. So A+ with DeVonta Smith. We've missed on receivers the past 2 years. Trade up, get you the Heisman bona fide star, bona fide dog. I like that. Now when we get to pick number 37, we drafted Landon Dickerson, an offensive lineman out of Alabama. I'm going to give this one a C+. And some of you guys aren't going to like that, but let me tell you why it's C+. It's a plus because you can never go wrong drafting linemen. You know what? I'm going to give it a B-. I'm going to give it a B-. No, I'm going to give it a C+. I'm going to tell you guys why. Here's my pros. You can never go wrong drafting a lineman, especially an offensive lineman. The Eagles gave up the most sacks allowed last season. So, we would go lineman early, right? But no, we had so many injuries last season. Those injured guys are going to be back. Andre Dillard did not play a snap. Brandon Brooks did not play a snap. Those guys are coming back. I'm fine with us drafting a lineman, but not before we address outside corner. We have, at this point in the draft, at pick number 2, we have depth at the line on the offensive line. We have 0 depth at the outside corner. That's the only reason why I give it a C+ is because we had no corner at this given time. So at this point, I'm like, we have linemen. We don't know if we're starting Jordan Mailata, if we're starting Andre Dillard. We got good problems at linemen. We don't know who is starting. Why are we drafting a lineman at number 2 when we have no outside corner? It's the only reason I give it a C+, and also because the dude is injury prone, and we got hella injury prone dudes, especially on the line. So we just got another injured lineman who we don't know when he's gonna be able to play. So C+. Now pick number 73, Milton Williams. Milton, okay, interior lineman, defensive lineman. Now I give this a B+. The reason why I don't give it an A is because we still don't have an outside corner at this point, y'all. What the heck are we doing? Now I know our defensive line is getting old, it's getting up there, but like I said, we have depth at the line, and right now we have depth in the line. At this point in the draft, we don't have an outside corner. So what the heck are we doing, y'all? Why won't we draft best available corner? That's the only reason why I give it a B+. Now I like this Milton guy. Okay, obviously Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox are getting old, they're getting up there, but hey, they're still there. We don't have anybody on the outside corner at this point. So that's the only reason why I give it a B+, because what the heck, are we just acting like, is Darius Slay playing both sides of the field? But I mean, that's the only reason why I give it a B+. But also, they made a good point. Javon Hargrave deal is coming into an end he's coming into the second year of his 3-year deal. So obviously, adding that depth, I'm fine with adding that depth on the D line, just not before we get a corner. So I do give it a B+ because the dude is a dog. They said he could have been a second-round talent. We just could have went best available at that point, and best available I think would have been getting our outside corner. Moving on. Round 4, pick 123, Zech McPhearson, cornerback out of Texas Tech. I give this a B+. I love Zech. The only thing I don't love, the only reason why this is not given an A, because we should have drafted a corner earlier. Okay? I give this a B+ because Zech is a low key. He's going to be a little dog, y'all. He's going to be a little savage. Let me tell you about Zech. Pro Football Focus graded Zech top 4 in corners against Power 5 wide receivers. Top 4, guys. Top 4. He was top 4 and he was 4, but he still was top 4. Only behind Patrick Surtain, best corner in this draft, and Caleb Farley. Could have been best corner in this draft if he didn't have back surgery. So we got a steal in Zech McPhearson, y'all. We got a steal. He was 2022 All Big 12 first team. They say he's got a really high ceiling, great ball skills. The only downside is they say he's a little iffy in coverage, and that's a big downside, and that's why I got a B+ and not an A-, because I mean, obviously you got to cover your outside corner. But obviously our new defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, was the former defensive back coach for the Indianapolis Colts. He seems like a guy who can develop defensive backs, take them from okay to studs. Look what he did with Xavier Rhodes on the tail end of his career. So imagine what he could do with this guy, Zech, coming in from day one, ready to be molded from day one. I just thought it was too late to go corner, but he is going to be a great guy. He's a guy we're going to expect to play at this moment. unless we sign a veteran corner, Zech is expected to start day one. I mean, it's going to be Darius Slay, Zech, and Avonte Maddox in the slot, because who else do we have? Nobody, baby. So Zech did play outside corner and slot corner at Texas Tech. He was very versatile, and that's good as well, because we know that Jonathan Gannon likes to use guys versatily. So I like Zech. I give him a B- only because of his coverage skills, but he's a guy who has high ceiling, and I only give that pick a B-. Not Zech. I give the pick a B- because we should have went with that pick earlier. But moving on, round 5, Kenneth Gainwell, Memphis running back. This guy is one of my favorite guys in the draft. I give this an A-. You guys know I wanted a running back heavy. He's going to push for time with Boston Scott and Jordan Howard, and I love it, okay? Because, look, Nick Sirianni is coming from an Indianapolis Colts offense where they use running backs so heavily and so versatile. Let's look at that running back room for the Indianapolis Colts. You got Jonathan Taylor. You got Marlon Mack. You got Nyheim Hines. 3 studs, 3 guys that are extremely versatile, can not only, run, but also get involved in the passing game as well. And that is what we're getting in Kenneth Gaines. Kenneth Gaines is a dual threat. He can be used in the passing game and the run game. In 2019, he rushed for 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. He had 51 receptions for 610 yards, guys. It's receivers not getting 610 yards. Freaking Travis Fulgham led our wide receiver core in receptions last year, and he only had 500-some yards. Old boy is a running back, and he had 600 yards receiving and 3 receiving touchdowns. I'm loving Kenneth Gainwell, okay? I'm loving Kenneth. Also, he's Fletcher Cox's cousin, so he grew up an Eagles fan, so he's already ready to show out and rep the green, okay? So I already like that in him. So obviously he's going to push up on time with Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. But you guys know our Super Bowl running back room was elite. And we have to get back there. Miles Sanders. And this guy's who could be a third down back as well. Because we know we love Miles Sanders, but Miles Sanders is not the power back. This guy is a guy who's going to come in instantly and already improve our running back room. So I definitely give that pick an A-. You guys know I wanted a running back. A lot of you guys didn't think we wanted to draft a running back. But you guys know I wanted to draft a running back. Now, moving on, round 6, pick 189, we drafted defensive tackle Marlon Tuapalatu. Sorry if I jack up his name. A defensive tackle out of University of South Carolina. Every time I see USC, I see South Carolina. University of Southern California. So he's going to be an interior defensive lineman. He was a 3-year starter at USC. He had 8 sacks, 15 tackles for loss in 3 years. Obviously, our defensive tackle room is getting old, like we said. Fletcher Cox getting old. Hargrave is coming on to the he's going to enter in the 2nd year of his 3-year deal, so we're trying to see if we're going to extend him. If not, that's fine. Hassan Ridgeway is a guy who's also getting up there. We don't know if we want to keep him long term. So right now, our defensive tackle room has a lot of competition in it. We got Milton Williams, we drafted earlier. Now we got Marlon Tuapalatu. We got Fletcher Cox, of course. We got Hassan Ridgeway, and we got Javon Hargrave. So the depth is there, okay? The depth is there. Don't play with us, period. Round 6, pick 191. We got Taron Jackson, another defensive lineman. The trench is about to be deep, okay? A defensive end out of Coastal Carolina. He had 18 sacks, 26.5 tackles for loss over 2 seasons. He was the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year. We already know on the end, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett is coming into the last year of his rookie deal. We're going to see if he steps up, what we're going to do with him long term. Obviously, Brandon Graham is getting old, so it is time to... Josh Sweat is a young guy who's coming into his own. I really like Josh Sweat, but outside of Josh Sweat, it's time to see who's going to be those up-and-comers on our defensive line. Like I said, I'm fine. I love the fact that we're going lineman. I just don't think we should have went lineman pick 2 with Landon Dickerson when we needed an outside corner at pick 2. Like I said, the first 2 picks should have been wide receiver and corner, or corner and wide receiver, and then we could have filled suit with how we're going. But also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video. Sorry I mentioned it this late, but if you made it this late, you a real one, and I like it. But if you made it this late, we did not draft a quarterback in this draft. I'm going to get to that in my other video when I talk about the undrafted free agents that we signed. We did not draft a quarterback, so Jalen Hurts, let's go day one, QB1, period, okay? We didn't draft a quarterback. So right now it's Jalen Hurts and it's freaking, what's the Baltimore Ravens? Joey Flacco. Right now it's Jalen Hurts, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco about 45. We already know it's Jalen Hurts. Cut the crap, okay? Once we didn't draft a quarterback, we already know what it is. So, baby, it's Jalen Hurts time, baby, okay? I should have said that earlier. I think I said it earlier, but if not, guys, cut the crap. All you Jalen Hurts haters out there, he our QB1. Like it or love it, regardless, is what's happening. So then we got 2 more picks because we did trade away two 7th-round picks to the Washington football team for a 5th-round pick next season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm almost pretty sure it was a 5th-round pick. Could have been a 4th-round pick, but I'm almost certain it was a 5th-round pick. But we traded two 7-rounders to the Washington football team. I'm not really reading it in too deep into that. Let me know if it's something deeper y'all think. I just think we feel like we had hella picks and we ain't need all the picks, and we could get a pick for next year, because obviously the goal next year is not to be picking so much and not to be picking so high, because we want to be a playoff team and we want to make some noise. We want to make some shake, period. So round 6, pick 224, Jacoby Stevens, linebacker, safety out of LSU. So we did, some of y'all think we addressed linebacker too late. I don't think so. We got Eric Wilson from the Vikings in free agency. We already know, okay. The linebacker room is a little thin. It is a little thin. But we got Davion Taylor from last year's draft. We don't know what he can do yet. We still got Sean Bradley. Don't know really what he's going to do yet. We still got TJ Edwards. Now, I know those aren't studs. Those aren't superstars. But we're not a team that's always heavy on the linebacker anyway. Now, we do have a new coaching staff, a new regime. And just because Jim Schwartz wasn't a linebacker-heavy defensive coordinator, we know Jonathan Gannon likes to use linebackers. Okay, let's look at the Colts linebacker room. The Colts have freaking one of the best linebackers in the league, Darius Taylor, and then they had Robert Mathis as well. So they're really a linebacker-heavy team. Now, the thing about Jacoby Stevens, he was 3rd in the FBS in fumble recoveries. He led LSU in tackles last year. He was a former wide receiver, so he's a guy who could just be used versatilely. Obviously, we're not going to play him at wide receiver, but it just goes to show how he can adapt to different positions. Gannon obviously can use him in many ways, but some of y'all think we drafted a linebacker too late. Let me know what you think. But our last pick, round 7, pick 234 overall, was another linebacker out of Tulane, Patrick Johnson. He had 10 sacks in 2018. He was an outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. We know Jonathan Gannon is a 4-3 scheme kind of guy, so it's like, So, once we get down to these picks in the 200s, to be honest, guys, it's not a guarantee that they're going to be on our roster come September. But, it is good to see that we did draft the linebacker, period. I know a lot of you guys really wanted linebackers early. I wasn't really pressed on linebacker. My biggest need, I think, was, of course, outside corner and wide receiver was all of our needs. And then after that, I was kind of set on getting a running back. And a lot of you guys didn't like that. But, hey, you know what I'm saying? Howie Roseman liked it. He loved it. And then, now we got our running back, Kenny Gainwell. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. How do you grade this draft? Overall, I'll grade the draft to B+. We got a Heisman winner. We just got our corner to a B-. How about that? B-. We got our corner too late, and we took a risk on the offensive lineman, Landon Dickerson. Other than that, we got some steals. Because Kenny is a steal in the 4th round. I think Milton as well, our new D lineman, I think he was a steal as well. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Also think we didn't waste a pick on a quarterback, because I didn't think we needed to get a quarterback this draft. So I like that. We didn't waste a pick on that. But let me know what you guys think. I already know you have a lot to say. A lot of you guys think we went linebacker too late. A lot of you guys think we should have got a quarterback. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. Shop the official SymoneWithTheSports merch collection. And also subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls. And that's all. I'll take you guys next time. Bye!